Wild and crazy adventures of my childhood. Stay tuned for the end of this video on YouTube as I have some news to share with you. But today I'm going to talk to you about what it was like when I thought I struck it rich as a little child. My friend Katie and I, you may remember the story, and it's in this playlist. If you haven't seen it, check it out. When we ran away to a department store and went shopping at the age of 5 and had our mothers freaking out, like, what happened to Dennis and Katie? We left school and never came home because we went shopping. Well, Katie and I used to get into a lot of fun together. I don't know how our parents survived. Holler. So, my grandpa, being a contractor and building the street we lived on, we had this beautiful cul-de-sac. And there was a church in our backyard, and separating that the church from our backyard in the parking lot was a bunch of forest trees. And so we went in the church's back parking lot and to another park that was owned where school was. And in the back field, they used to take dump trucks of sand and dump it there, and there was this huge mound. It was like 2 or 3 stories tall, it seemed. As a child, it seemed to be massive. And Katie and I decided to play. We were like, oh my gosh, who gave us a pile of dirt to play in on this huge mountain? And so we decided to play in that, and we found, we were like, oh my goodness, this is a diamond find. We struck it rich. So we didn't have any buckets or anything to take all these diamonds we found. So we dug through all the dirt, and what we did was we loaded up these piles, and they were diamonds, they were crystals. They were like, wow, we were now gonna be rich. We had piles and piles of diamonds. So what we did was we took our shirts and we loaded them with these diamonds, and we carried them back like this. And we're walking back like this, and we're going, yep, got these diamonds. And I was afraid that somebody was going to steal them. So what we did was, and this was probably in the winter. This was, it was probably December-ish, maybe January-ish, maybe November, who knows. And so what we did was we hid them in the back, my grandparents' backyard. And where I hid them was the separation of the trees, those beautiful trees that lined up that somebody paid a lot of money for. And to keep my grandparents' and my parents' backyard quiet, where there was a parking lot in the church, in the back of the church. So what Katie and I did was we took all of our diamonds and we dumped them. Oh, heavens. Well, they weren't diamonds. They were, it was salt that would be used for salting the roads during icy conditions and snow in treacherous conditions. It was real salt. And what happens when salt is in foliage, so I gotta tell you, if you ever want to get rid of a tree, or you have a neighbor and you don't like their tree and it's in your way or it's blocking your view, just take a real salt and pour it around the base, because within a year it will turn that tree black. It kills it. Because what happened was, with all the snow and the rain, and when it melted, it caused all the salt to seep into the ground, and the roots of the tree were now drinking this salt. And it caused them to turn the color of this brown in this beautiful painting behind me with Peter. And my grandpa was fit to be tied. He said to my dad, Raymond, what has Dennis the Menace done now? Why are the trees black? My dad goes, well, Pops, I don't know. Let's ask him. Dennis, what have you done? I don't know. I don't know. And finally, my dad got it out of me that, yeah, I found diamonds and that I thought we're going to be rich. And I put the diamonds and I kept them there for the winter. And they weren't diamonds, it was salt. Oh, heavens. So let us know what you think in the comments. How did my parents survive? I don't know. I don't know. If I ever had kids, oh my heavens, I think I would be payback. Payback time like you wouldn't believe. But yeah, it's so that is one of my wild and crazy stories as a child. And I hope you're enjoying this whole series and whole playlist because I'm having a lot of fun sharing these with you. And a huge shout out to my friend Jill in South Jordan who inspired me to do this series. Because without Jill, this series would have never existed. So holler, Jill. Love ya. And see you for the next episode.